On today's storytime segment, we're finally doing an It's Travel episode. Ugh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to talk about my travels. Sit back, grab the popcorn, because today I'm going to be telling you all about my solo cross-country road trip. Now, mind you, I have a fair amount of experience like on road trips. So I've driven across the country probably 3 or 4 times at this point, but only one way. Okay, like literally, like only one way. Or like I drive somewhere and I'm there for months and months and months on end and drive home. Like I'm never like doing like a there and back, a little there and back moment, let alone by myself. I've never once done a road trip there and back, and I've also never once done a road trip solo. So you're in for a treat. So the particular route / travel destinations of this journey was from Nashville, Tennessee to my hometown in Washington State. It's called Selah. You've never heard of it. But yeah, so that was my road trip, and it was 14 days total. 14 days on the road, 8,000 miles total, and about 80 hours in the car on the road. Like, gag it. Now, the way that I do road trips is I have my little truck, my little like gay little grandpa truck. It's like it's a mid-sized truck is the technical term. So it's not a big boy, but it's cute, gets the job done. And I have like a little tent that mounts to the roof of my truck. Actually, it never comes off. It lives there permanently always. And it's really, really gorgeous for road trips because you literally just pull over on the side of the road and unfold your tent and then climb up the little ladder into your treehouse. And it's gorgeous. It's comfortable. And it has a little like 3-inch mattress built into it. So it's really comfy, really cozy. And oh my God, and it's blackout. So like on the inside, even if it's really sunny outside, it's still pitch black on the inside. Like, gorge, girl. We are living luxury out here. Okay, so day one, bitches. Day one was a long, rough, motherfucking physical ass hard day. Okay, honestly, kind of sucked. It definitely is going down in history of my road trip experiences as like the big and the bad. Like, girl, like this was a struggle bus. So day one was 13 hours in the car, 790 miles. Okay, I drove from Nashville, Tennessee to a state park in the middle of Kansas. Now, to preface, in order to drive 13 hours and arrive with still enough sunlight left to like cook dinner and set up, plus time changes, I left my house at 4 in the morning. I left my house at 4 in the morning. Guess what time I went to bed the night before? 2 in the morning, because my ass put all the packing off until the last minute. So my bitch ass was up and packing until 2 a.m. So 13 hours on 2 hours of sleep. Yes, 2 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. Yeah, you heard it right. So honestly, it was a very fucking long day, but it actually went great. I packed a shit ton of sandwiches. So on the road, I literally didn't need to cook. I didn't need to pull over and cook anything. Like I just reached out the cooler and grabbed my sandwich, kept driving. I don't know. It was kind of, I mean, day one, you always have like the energy, first day jitters, like it's exciting, like new adventure, woo, like let's go. I also vlogged the whole thing for my YouTube, but this was my very first like real vlogging experience, like with microphones and cameras and like all the things. So I was navigating that for the first time, like rolling out of bed, grabbing the camera and clicking record type shit. So that was all a bit of a learning experience. But honestly, I was really nervous because usually I drive a lot on the first days on road trips from Tennessee because the surrounding areas are not the cutest. They're not. So I tried to get the fuck out of here and made my way to Kansas. I honestly didn't have high expectations for this campsite, but it was fucking adorable. It was so cute. I was right on the water. It was really windy, and I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I always pick the campsite closest to the water and then like get there and I'm like confused why it's windy. Like obviously, like that's literally the way Mother Nature works. But yeah, it was really windy. I got there with plenty of sunlight to like set up my camp and cook dinner. By the time I was done cooking, I think it was like 7 p.m. Like the sun was still shining, but I was like, bitch, I'm going to bed. Like I'm going to bed. So I crawled in bed for the first night and I had water and electricity that night, which like is a very rare occurrence, especially in my road trip journeys, just because they're more expensive. But yeah, so I had water and electricity, kept everything charged, filled up my water jugs, went to bed really early. But this place, weird. I went to some pretty incredible places on this road trip, but this place in the middle of Kansas had the best sunset and sunrise. The best. sunset and sunrise. And I was perfectly positioned right on, like, on this point of land that stuck out in the middle of the lake. I had the sunset out my window as I was falling asleep, and then I roll over in the morning and get to watch the sunrise out my window. Like, it was gorgeous and perfect temperature. Like, honestly, first night in Kansas, she did me right. It was a damn good one. Okay, day two, you guys. Now this, speaking of record books, this was a day to remember. So day 2, I drove 7.5 hours, 460 miles. So another big day, obviously not as big as the day before, but I drove from Kansas to Breckenridge, Colorado. Yes, bitch, you heard me. That's right. Breckenridge, you guys, if you've never heard of this place, it is like a mountain ski town, and it is so fierce cunty gorgeous. Like, it is so beautiful. It's a ski town. So first of all, the shopping is drop dead gorgeous. The thrifting is amazing. The scenery is breathtaking. You look around and it's pine trees and just snow-peaked mountains as far as you can see. Now, the cool thing about driving into Breckenridge is, like, you get to drive through Denver, and Denver is like right outside of the mountains, but you see this wall of like clouds, and then you kind of see like this outline frame of the mountains behind this wall of clouds, and then you just get closer and closer to the wall of clouds until you're in the clouds, and then you drive through the clouds, and then you're in the mountains. Like, it is so gorgeous. So I got there around 5 p.m. So I had plenty of time to set up and cook dinner. And oh my gosh, this was the first night that I got to set up my hammock, which always makes me so excited. And I did have service, which was unique. I didn't have electrical or water, but that was totally okay. I usually don't. But yeah, so I got to get some work done on my laptop because I had cell reception. And yeah, I just remember Breckenridge as being so gorgeous. And I got to experience most of Breckenridge actually the next day. So I had to obviously get on the road the next day, but I woke up really, really early the morning after I got to Colorado because I wanted to have a few hours in like downtown Main Street Breckenridge before I left to go hit the road the next day. So I woke up bright and early and was in Breckenridge by like 7 a.m. Okay, you guys, some of the best coffee I've ever had in my entire life, the best shopping, like the mountain like vibe is like half of my closet is like lumberjack, like flannel, like puffer jacket, like Northwestern. Like, you guys, I'm from Washington State. That's my bread and butter. So shopping was to die. Coffee was to die. I did this little mini hike. They have this wooden art sculpture that this guy made a whole bunch of years ago, but he made this art sculpture out of like recycled wood, and it's a 15-foot troll that's like hanging onto the trees and like sitting on the ground. Like, it's so sick. So I got to go there and take pictures of that. Oh my gosh, I went to a honey stand, like a local like honey stand. Oh my god, I spent a small fortune on honey. I bought a bunch of jars of like their homegrown like medicinal, like all their things. I bought so much shit. Oh my god, also I went to a jewelry store. Oh, you guys, the jewelry, I'm still wearing this little safety pin necklace that I wear on my ear always. It has little diamonds in it. I got that in Breckenridge. I got a few necklaces, some more earrings, and I got some like geode rings, like the rings that are like made out of rocks that are really chunky. I don't think I'll ever maybe I'll wear them. I bought them to wear. I better wear them. But yeah, so I woke up, I went to Breckenridge, I did all my shopping, I shopped till I drop, I did all the things, and then it was time to get on the road yet again. So day 3, I did another 7 hours and 430 miles on the road to Fairview, Utah. Now, this place was not like lame, but anything leaving Breckenridge is like gonna be like a little bit less than, you know, it's Breckenridge, bitch. Like, hello. But anyways, no, this campsite was gorgeous. There was like this windy ass road all the way up, and I'm like passing like just trees and stuff all the way up. So gorgeous. The drive there was so otherworldly, like, because I got to drive through like Utah's like the arches and like just like the red like desert canyon landscape. So I got to drive through and see all of that, like front row seat to beautiful landscapes. The drive was so stunning. And then I get there, it's in this like little state park just outside Salt Lake City. I ran into a few hiccups here though, because when I got there, this place had 0 cell reception, like actually like no cell reception whatsoever. And I didn't have hookups. So like I didn't have water or electrical, which like I said, totally fine. But I got there and I'm like, okay, so like I didn't write down which campsite I was in. Like I have literally no idea like which campsite is mine, and none of them were tagged. Like sometimes they have like your name and like reserved on the thing. I couldn't find it literally anywhere. I drove around in circles. I was like, literally, fuck, I cannot find my campsite. But basically, I just left the campsite and kept driving up the mountain to get some cell reception. So I got cell reception, and then I found out my campsite was like 1A. So annoying. So I literally drove back into the campsite, found my campsite. Come to find out, it's beautiful campsite. Like honestly, astounding campsite. Like it was well kept, beautiful, gorgeous. But I was neighboring the campsite hosts. Like they had a perfect view of everything I was doing from outside of their like living room window. Like I was just like literally, oh my gosh, like I'm literally on like mind you, the view is like me vlogging myself in the middle of Utah, right? Home of the Mormons, just recording myself like, hi, this is what I'm cooking for dinner. Hi, like I'm a gay in the middle of the woods. Like, hey, don't be mean. Like, you guys, it was a little uncomfy, but it was like kind of fine. But yeah, it was like fine. I was just honestly happy to not be alone, if we're being so honest. So I got over it real fast. But yeah, so then I woke up the next morning, hit the road, but in the middle of the night, there were like low-key like cat. Oh my gosh, I remember a small detail. I woke up to footsteps. Oh my god, I remember this actually. I woke up this morning, not this morning, but on the morning of day technically 4. I woke up to footsteps outside of my tent, like crunching the leaves, like smudging the gravel, like right next to my head where I'm sleeping. I am freaking the fuck out. Okay, I'm by myself. I have no cell reception. Like I have no idea what's going on. And then I hear like like a like a grunt noise. So then in my head I'm like, okay, it's like a deer or something. Like there's just like a deer outside my tent. And so I make a loud like clink, like I make a loud little bang noise, and then I hear it run away. Thundering, rumbling footsteps. That was a big bitch. That was not a deer. I know it probably wasn't a bear. I mean, I was in bear country, but it wasn't a bear. I was freaking out. Okay. And then I'm like making breakfast that morning and I'm like hearing cows moo. Like I'm just hearing like mooing like all the time. I'm like, okay, like interesting choice. But yeah, so I didn't think much about it. So I packed up and left. On my way out of the campsite, there are like wild cows everywhere. Like literally everywhere. Like I probably passed over 100 cows that are like crossing the road in front of my truck. Like as I'm driving, I literally drove over like a cow shit in the middle of the road and it splattered all over the side of my truck. Mind you, I didn't know it was there until I got gas that day and saw the fucking shit that was all over the side of my truck. But yeah, long story short, there was a cow next to my tent and that's what woke me up. And there were just random ass cows walking around all over the place in Utah. Okay, day 4. Now, day four, I cheated just a little bit, you see. Now, day 4, I drove a total of 6 hours, about 400 miles on the road. Now, this was my first day of rest. Okay, I got a little break today. My brother actually lives in Boise, Idaho, and he just moved into his new apartment with his girlfriend. So, what a lovely place for me to sleep at night. I don't have to sleep in the cold and the bugs. Like, hell yes. So I got to see my brother and it was so lovely. I got to sleep on his couch. It was so comfy cozy, like normal breathing air. Oh my God, a shower. Oh my God, a shower. I hadn't showered since I left. So I got to shower. I got to take them out to dinner. It was so fierce. And I know Boise really well. I used to do dance competitions there all the time. So it was like when I got to Boise, I was like, okay, I'm officially in familiar territory. Like I'm safe. Like I'm good. So I got to see my brother in his new apartment and spend some time with him and his girlfriend, and it was a lovely time. And then day 5, bitch, day five we get home. Day 5, I only drove about 5.5 hours, 360-ish miles back to my hometown from Boise. But mind you, I was expecting, this is like no shade towards my brother. Like I love you so very much. He like let me stay at his house for free. However, he is a student and is working, and so is his girlfriend. So they both like had to be out of the apartment by like 7 a.m. to get to like class or to work. So I like also like had to be out of their house and on the road by a certain hour. And so I had to like wake up and be packed up and like ready to go by like early in the morning. So I hit the road early as fuck, and I only lose 1 hour between Boise and my hometown. And so I left at the absolute latest at 6:30. So I was home before lunchtime. Like I was literally in Sela by lunchtime. It was so great, so gorgeous. And I get home, the weather, oh, it's perfect. And I get another shower. Oh my God, totally forgot to mention on this journey, one of the main reasons I was driving home in the first place was for a wedding, was for a literal family friend's wedding. I mean, like I could have flown obviously, but I saw an opportunity for an adventure, so I took it. But I was there for a wedding. So I had to drive. I drove there, then like go to the wedding and then drive back. Like that's the whole point. Now that we're like halfway through like the road part of this journey, like that's why I did it. Sorry, forgot to leave out that minor detail. It was kind of important. Anyways, so day 6 on the timeline of days, this is Saturday, okay? So it's Saturday and it's wedding day, bitch. I also got there and tried on my wedding outfit. Fucking hated it, okay? So now I'm like, shit, I've been living out of my car. I look like a homeless man in the middle of the woods. I've been living off of granola bars and instant oatmeal. Like, I don't have my shit together. I don't have an outfit. Like, we need to figure this shit out. So I'm like rummaging around. I'm like going through what I have. I always make sure to bring at least one pair of like nice pants wherever I go. So I had a pair of nice pants that I could work with, and I ran to Walmart to get a white button down. And then I was like, holy fuck, I can't just wear a white button down. Like that's so lame. Like you're like, everyone knows you're the fashion icon. Like you have to show up, show out. And I had my brown cowboy boots. So I was like, okay, we have the basics. We have this, we have the pieces. And I was like, what would make this outfit absolutely perfect is a brown leather vest to match my brown leather cowboy boots. And I was like, okay, so I'm in like a small town in the middle of Washington. Like there's literally, wait a minute. There actually is one man that I know that would totally have a brown leather vest. Like if there's a brown leather vest in Selah, Washington, I know who has it. And so there's this old man who owns a store. It's called Somewhere in Time. It's my favorite store in the entire world. It's called Somewhere in Time. It's so cute. It's so gorgeous. And it's a vintage shop that this guy owns that he also like lives out of. And he like just sells cool shit. It's not just clothes, but like the most prominent staples in my closet all came from this man's store. Like I love him so much. So I called him and was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I spent a lot of money at your store. I know you're closing. Like I know you like literally close in 5 minutes and I'm like still 10 minutes out, but here's my situation. I have a wedding to go to tonight and I need a brown leather vest. And I figured that you'd have one. He was like, oh yes, of course I remember you. Like what are your sizes? And when I got there, he had 3 brown leather vests sitting out ready for me to try on. It was incredible. So I grabbed my favorite one and I picked up a few other pieces while I was there. Sorry, not sorry, and left. And I had a beautiful outfit for the wedding. I went thrifting with my mom earlier that day and found a handbag too. It's you can find it on my Instagram. It's the one with the camels and the palm trees. Yeah, so fierce. So my outfit was a sleigh. The vest was a sleigh. Thank you to the man at Somewhere in Time. You are a sleigh. Now, the wedding, might I add. You must be thinking, oh, Bryce, like you're home, like you're gonna like chill, you're gonna take it easy, like you're gonna sleep in your bed and all these things. Wrong. This was like a young person wedding. Like it was a fresh person's wedding. So like the bride and groom are like 24, 25, 26 age range, I think. And so like the audience was naturally very young, and like young people, we like to like stay up late and like hang out and have fun. Also, it's like a wedding, so let's like throw the fuck down. But at the venue, they had a place, like they had a parking lot set up if you wanted to like bring your trailer so that like people could stay the night if they wanted to. And I, being a planner, I was so proud of myself. I was like, you know what, Bryce, you're probably gonna be drinking alcohol. You're probably like gonna be, yeah, you might be 20 minutes from home, but like you don't want to have to worry about it. So just in case, drive yourself, and your truck has the tent mounted to the top of it. So worst case scenario, if you drink and you don't want to drive and you can't drive, then just like stay there. It's not that big of a deal. So I get there and we're like halfway through the wedding and I'm like 3 drinks in and I'm like, yeah, so I will be sleeping in the tent tonight. So I ran outside, set up my tent, and then went back to the wedding. And then after the wedding and all of the after party shenanigans, I just got to snuggle back into bed. And when I tell you, it's so comfortable and it's like one of my safe spaces at this point in my life. Like I love my tent so much. So like it wasn't like a bad thing or a harm thing or whatever. But so actually, like while I was home, even I slept in the tent. If you didn't think I was, roughing it, I did. Okay. And then I woke up bright and early the next morning and drove back to my house and walked in, did the walk of shame to my mother's room. Hey babe, how you doing? But yeah, so wedding was great. And then day 7 was my only like full day with nothing to do home. So I went out for like a little date with my little brother Bodie. I took him to the store. He really wanted to make slime. So we went to the store, bought stuff to make slime. I vlogged all of it. You'll see the footage someday. But yeah, we made slime. And then I planned my road trip back to Nashville because the next day, bitch, I got to hit the road jack. So yeah, I worked on my laptop and planned my road trip home, booked all my campsites. And now, so I like also like totally lied. Like I have one more day home. Wait, what? How long was I home? Okay, so now I'm like kind of realizing that I'm lying. I just realized that I had an extra day at home that I unaccounted for. Okay, my bad. Well, anyways, day 8 was another day at home, prepping and planning for my road trip back to Nashville. Oh, also my stepdad let me steal his like Starlink Mini, which, okay, crazy. I've never used one in my entire life. I thought they were a myth. So fucking awesome. And I have a little generator to like charge things for when I don't have electrical hookups. And so I literally just plug the Starlink into my generator and I have Wi-Fi wherever I want. So my drive home, I had no Wi-Fi, but my entire drive back to Nashville, I literally had Wi-Fi even when I was like driving. Like I have it plugged in mid-drive. Like I'm not losing fucking Wi-Fi this whole time. Okay. So that's an important detail. Okay. So now fasting forward to day 9. Okay, day 9. We're at day 9 now. Okay, so I'm leaving home, gone, never to be seen again. Just kidding, mom. Love you. We drove 12 hours, 740 miles. Okay, we put in the fucking work, and we drove, drum roll please, we drove to Grand Tetons National Park in Wyoming. New national park unlocked. Ho, that's right. Grand Tetons National Park. Guys, you guys, it's literally like 30 minutes away from Yellowstone. So if you don't go to Yellowstone, bitch, what are you doing? Grand Tetons was incredible. I mean, I was on the road for 12 hours, but I got an hour back. So I basically traveled backwards in time, and I did really good on the road, like very minimal pee breaks. Like it was so good. Okay, so my campsite was literally like inside the park. Like I had to go like past the security guy and be like, hi, I'm here. Like I'm in the national park, driving to my campsite. As I'm pulling in, it's raining. It's literally raining and there's clouds everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm in Grand Tetons National Park, so I can't be mad. However, I can't actually see like the Teton peaks because it's all covered in rain clouds and everything's wet and soggy and cold, which is like fine. Like I'm like, okay, you know what? This is your experience. This is the way that things are meant to be. So let's just go right along with it. So I get in and I get checked into my campsite. And as I'm pulling in, like backing my truck into my campsite, the rain stops. Like literally like stops raining. Okay. And I like pull in and I get out of my truck and I'm like, this is a great site. Mind you, I booked it the day before in a national park. Like getting a campsite in a national park the day prior is like unheard of. Like that doesn't happen. I like stole someone's canceled, like last minute canceled campsite. So I got really lucky and I pull in and everyone runs up to me and was like, oh my gosh, you got the campsite. And I'm like, girl, what do you mean? I literally booked this yesterday. And they're like, oh, like we're all gonna kill you. Like this campsite books out years in advance. Like you're a bitch. And I was like, okay, well, go me. And so I made lots of friends. It was so fun. And then before I even had a chance to like unpack my tent or cook anything, mind you, the rain has just stopped. The clouds move over, insane double rainbow right over the 3 tallest peaks in Grand Tetons National Park. And I have a front row seat. You guys, I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. It was like a movie, okay? Like literally like out of the Bible. Like the clouds moved, double rainbow, sun is shining right down on these snow-covered monsters of a mountain, right? And I'm just sitting there leaning up against my truck, just like literally what did I do to deserve this? Like this is amazing. So I set up my tent, I get all ready, I'm about to start cooking dinner, and I look over and I see like a crowd of people. And in any national park, like if there's a crowd of people, then bitch, that means there's something to see. So I stopped what I was doing. I turned my stove off. I ran over to the crowd of people, turned to my left. There's a fucking moose. There is a moose in the campground. I haven't even been in the Tetons National Park for like 3 hours. Like it literally hasn't even been 3 hours. I've seen a double rainbow. I've seen the peaks. I've got the best campsite. And now there's the moose just like strutting her stuff like right in front of me. I mean, it was a boy. It had the horns and everything. But like I was like, this is just a sign that I'm never meant to get on a plane literally ever again. Like, what is life right now? What is life? It was absolutely insane. It wasn't even the last moose that I saw, because the people standing next to me, remember I told you I made friends, she was very friendly, and she was like, yeah, we're right on the river. So when you wake up early in the morning, like right before the sunrise, like walk down to the river, and I guarantee like you'll see a moose. Like you'll see a moose in the morning. I was like, okay, bitch, 100% I'm fucking doing that. Like bang my line with some coffee. Like I'll be there, be square, ready to go. So cooked a beautiful dinner. Also, mind you, I'm in bear country, like hardcore bear country. So like all of these campsites, they have bear boxes. So you move all of your food, you move all of like my cosmetics, like my shampoos, my toothpaste, anything with a smell into the bear box. And you also can't sleep in the clothes that you eat or cook in, because they smell so strongly like food. So like you cook, and then you have to like change, brush your teeth, and then like put it all in a box like away from your campsite so that a bear doesn't attack you while you're sleeping. And then you got to like sleep with bear spray. Like you don't want to die. But yeah, so I'm in bear country, have all my food stored. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. I wake up bright and early to go walk down to the river and see the moose. Now this morning I didn't end up seeing a moose, which is totally okay, because little did I know that on my way out of the campsite, I would drive right past a mama and son black bear. Yep, not one bear, but two bears and a baby bear at that. I drove straight past a mother-son cub. You guys, I can't make this shit up. In the middle of September, I saw a black bear in Grand Tetons National Park. After I parted the clouds with my mind, after the double rainbow, after the moose, after the campsite, I get to see a bear on my way out of town. Also, I haven't been to Wyoming in like probably a decade at this point. So it was just like the memories, like the last time I was there was on like a family vacation. And so it was just like all the memories were like flooding back to me. And it was just, I will never forget my time in Grand Tetons. And I was literally there for less than 24 hours. Like it was incredible. So day 10, this was a kind of a short day of driving. I drove 5 hours and 45 minutes at a total of 350 miles. We didn't actually end up leaving Wyoming this day. We started in Wyoming, like woke up in Wyoming, and then like fell asleep in Wyoming. And then I drove to a state park called Glendo State Park. Now, I book all of these campsites based on like reviews and like just like what I find on the internet. And this place, like views, 10 out of 10. Like this place was gorgeous. My campsite was right up against like a cliff edge. I guess they call it a bluff. I still don't actually know what that means, but it was up against a cliff. So it was so stunning gorgeous. After I like unpacked and like, had dinner, then I got to go sit on the cliffside. And now that you guys know about my meditation journey, I can tell you some of like my experiences, because I was doing my online course at the time, right? So I started my meditation like sitting in my camping chair, just like right on the edge of the cliff, sitting in my chair doing my meditation. And I start my meditation as the sun starts to set. And then when I open my eyes after my meditation, the sun had fully set during the duration of time that I was meditating. You guys, it was a magical experience. It was insane. So surreal. Now, the only issue I had with this campsite is that I was the only fucking person there. Like, the only person there. And, like, sometimes people like the privacy of being by themselves. But, like, for me, something that I learned, mind you, this was my first time doing a road trip by myself, camping by myself. But what I learned about myself is that I don't like to be at an empty campsite. I don't mind the noise. I don't mind being next to a bathroom. Like I'm willing to sacrifice my peace and quiet for like the comfort of knowing that I'm not alone. I'm not by myself, because I'm like, literally anybody could come and like get me at any time. And what am I going to do? Scream for bloody murder? I'm like in the middle of the woods on the edge of a cliff. Like, I don't know. So that's something I learned about myself at this particular spot, because it was the first time I was all by myself. And there's like 30 plus campsites at this place, and I'm the only one that's there to occupy space. Mind you, it also was in the middle of the week, so like people are working, people are doing their thing. But yeah, no, I fell asleep anxious and scared that night. Even though my meditation was gorgeous, cunty, beautiful, like I fell asleep like clutching my pearls. My knife and throwing axe are in my pocket. I'm ready to like jump a bitch. But yeah, so it was beautiful, more mystical experiences, and just like the magic of I don't know. Yeah, that was one of my favorite campsites. It was so pretty. Okay, now day 11, everybody. This one was so cute and cunty also. Every single day on this road trip was just iconic, to say the least. Okay, day 11, I drove 6.5 hours, 420 miles total. Now, this was another cheat day, okay? But not because I was staying with a friend or staying with family. I didn't camp, therefore I consider it kind of cheating. And also there's a good reason, okay? But I was treating myself, okay? I said, you know what, Bryce, you haven't showered in 3 days, okay? Look at you, like you're gross. You need to fix your hair. So I was like, okay, let's treat ourselves, blah, 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 whatever. So I booked an Airbnb in the middle of a town called Kearney, Nebraska, okay? Who the fuck's ever heard of that? Love you, Kearney, Nebraska. You were quite lovely. My Airbnb was like a tiny home cottage in the middle of an alpaca farm. Literally, shut the fuck up, bitch. An alpaca farm. Yes, ho. Mind you, I needed an Airbnb because this is actually such a cute full circle moment. I was uploading my very first podcast episode. Oh my God, that's actually so wholesome and cute. I was uploading the It's Change episode. So I needed really solid Wi-Fi and I needed to like be in the state of mind. I couldn't really I would have been fine, but I didn't want to be in the middle of a thunderstorm, like hanging off the side of a cliff in my tent, like trying to upload my podcast to Spotify and YouTube. That would have been miserable. So I just bit the bullet and sucked it up for the luxury and booked the alpaca farm in Nebraska. And you guys, it was so adorable. Besides the low ceilings, and which only affect me because I'm tall, this place was a 10 out of 10, and it had a lofted bed, so I felt like a kid. Fully stocked kitchen. You guys, it was just perfect. I got to cook on like a normal stove instead of my little propane camping stove and like AC. Oh, it was lovely. And I made sure to text the Airbnb host. I was like, it's advertised as an alpaca farm. Like, is it okay if I like go over there? Like, totally no harm, no foul if you don't want me doing that. But I would love to like go interact with like your little animals. She's like, totally, absolutely, don't worry about it. Like, go. Like, you can literally go in the pen if you want to. Okay, so I grabbed my camera, obviously, great for content. And I ran over to the alpaca fenced area and just hung out, filmed some videos, and like took pictures of alpacas and goats, and it was gorgeous. It was so much fun. And then said farewell to my new friends. It was picture perfect. Everything you're expecting, it was that times 10. Like, it was so good. Now, day 12. Day 12 is kind of boring, kind of lame. Sorry, I hate to say it. Day 12, I drove 7 hours, 500 miles to a state park in Missouri called Graham Cave State Park. Now, you should know, Missouri and I have a bit of history, and it's complicated, okay? I have a vendetta against Missouri. I've always preached into the universe that Missouri is a shit state, and that every time I go there, I'm like, something bad happens, I'm miserable, and there's torrential downpour, and I can't see 3 feet in front of my truck as I'm driving through flash flooding. Like, Missouri and I just have a bad history. So anytime I go on a road trip, I try to avoid it at all costs. But this time it was kind of unavoidable because of the route that I had taken prior. So I was like, okay, you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup. Like, you're going to have to survive Missouri. So Graham State Park was honestly, I'm going to say it. You have it on record. Bryce, don't forget that you said this out loud. Missouri, you've officially redeemed yourself. Not that if you're from Missouri and you actually care, but the state of Missouri, if you had a consciousness, you redeemed yourself, diva. It didn't rain a single time while I was there. Gorgeous. The campsite was gorgeous, and the leaves were just barely starting to turn orange, yellow, red. So I got a little like fall like prerequisite. It was so adorable. There was this funny little interaction with this old man. While I was like setting up my tent, he saw me filming. Like, he saw like the microphone on my shirt, and he saw like the camera that I was holding and that I like kept moving to like take certain clips or whatever. Mind you, he's probably like 70 years old. Like, he's an old man with his little Pomeranian. He was like, "Are you a YouTuber?" Mind you, I don't have like followers or fans really. But like, I don't know. I saw this as an opportunity to like do a little role play. And so I was like, yeah. I do travel videos. Like, the brand of my tent is sponsoring me, so I'm filming some videos for them. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Why are you such an awful, miserable person? Why are you lying to this poor old man? I should have just said no. But also, like, I mean, give another valid reason to be vlogging yourself in the middle of a state park in the middle of buttfuck Missouri. If I would have said no, I'm not a YouTuber, then he would have been concerned. Then there would have been red flags. Then there would have been question marks. See, there's always a silver lining. I did it to protect him from his own wild thoughts. Oh, also, I forgot about this. I ran out of food. I had enough. I got food on the road, like at a gas station. Like, I just got one of their like sandwiches or like little chicken or pickle pouches, whatever. But when I got there, I was like, okay, this is the last like day that you're not home. Like, bitch, you have no food. So I had some honey from Breckenridge, and I had some peanut butter left over and 2 slices of bread. So I made myself a bread and peanut butter and honey sandwich for dinner. And I was like, you know what? You got coffee in the morning and you got a dream. Okay. So I prepared a gourmet dinner with the lack of consumables that I had in my possession. And then I woke up the next morning, eager diva down, because this was day 13. Day 13 away from home. Day 13 on the road, motherfucker. This shit is extensive. Now, this was also a little bit of a shorter driving day. I had 6 hours, about 400 miles on the road. So, you know what? I woke up and I was like, I'm about to be back in my new apartment. I'm about to be back in my own bed, in my own big, comfy, cozy, fucking shower with a refrigerator that was, I mean, it was empty at the time, but yeah, I don't know, nothing happened exciting on the last day. But yeah, all in all, you guys need to go on a road trip. Okay, ditch the fucking plane, get yourself a tank of gas and get on the road. Now, I want to give, like, just because I think it's interesting and someone else out there might also think it's interesting, I like tracked like my spending, I guess. Well, not like all my spending, but I tracked like my gas, my food, and like the cost of campsites. So I totaled it all up. This is like kind of embarrassing. I can't lie to you. Like, this is like kind of bad. So in gas for a 13, also not a 14-day road trip. I lied in the beginning. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. For a 13-day road trip, I spent $968.50 on gasoline. On gasoline. Mind you, I am in a truck, but I was about 2 tanks of gas a day. Like, that shit is extensive. Ugh. I spent $226 on food and groceries, and I spent $185 on campsites and other campsite fees, bringing the grand total without shopping and tourist purchases to $1,379.50. Bitch, that is not what I fucking budgeted for. Yeah, so long story short, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to get on an airplane. Okay, so next time your friends are having a wedding that's in another state, get on a damn plane. However, I could never in a million years have gone to all of those places, experienced my experience, and stayed the night in all of these places for that cheap. I will never regret a road trip. And I will always see it as an investment because I always appreciate the journey. And I'm always so proud of myself for getting through it. All of this just to say that I had an amazing road trip and it was filled with adventure. And even though I was by myself and I was scared, like, I made incredible memories all by myself. I survived the wilderness. I survived the loneliness, and I got some really good content that I can't wait to share with you guys. So yeah, don't forget to plan your road trip, guys. I'm telling you now, you heard it here first, folks. Plan your road trip, hit the road, Jack. Like, do it. It's not hard. I promise. If you have good taste in music and you have good taste in podcasts, which I know you do, obviously, if you're listening to this, and the road will go by just like that, lickety split.